Good morning, my friends. Here we are, another great day in paradise. Guys, what I do for sizing my, if I can do that, sizing my lid to my box. And it's not magic, but hopefully it's something that you guys can use to your own sizing. And I know we can all use calipers and we can all use different things, but here's the method that I use. I start off, of course, with a parting tool. I'm gonna see if you guys can see this as I'm doing it. So I'm gonna bring you in there as close as I can. Okay, a nice right overhead view. This is what I do. Now, necessarily saying it's better than anybody else's, or worst, but let me show you. Start off with a parting tool, not the thinnest that I got, but I only got two parting tools. It's this one and one slightly thinner. So I'm gonna start it off with this one. I go in there, and just like anybody else, I start my parting. Do a double cut on that area. In other words, almost double the width of my parting tool. Maybe 1.5 times the width of my parting tool. Now I gotta I'm approximately 1/8 of an inch deep and about 3/16 of an inch wide. So what I would do at this point is grab my thinner parting tool and go in there and start parting the rest of the piece. Now the trick is, or the key, actually I'm slightly flared. I gotta make sure that I'm nice and flat with this edge, that it's not coming upwards or downwards. So I'm gonna go in here and just clean that up a little bit flat. Pretty good. So I got to the base of this as flat as I can get it with the tools that I'm working. And like I said, the depthness I got here is about 1/8 of an inch and 3/16 wide. It doesn't matter. That's the measurement I got, but you can go a little wider than that. It really doesn't matter. But this gives me enough to set in. The top of the lid will sit into the box. So what I do at this point is start parting it out, but not up against the bottom shoulder. Just come up slightly, a 32nd of an inch higher than its lip, and start going in. Back in there and see if I can cut a little bit better. I've cut up the lid, and this will be my inset that goes into the box itself. So what's the big deal about what I just did? Well, there's no big deal whatsoever. I'll show you what I do from this point on. Now, on here, you see where I stood away from the bottom shoulder, and you see that line right there? That line is the mate to this line. They are perfectly mated. So if I go in there right now with my parting tool to establish that, okay, and go right in here, by a little bit. Lighten it up. And now go inside. Start off my box. And I'm going to do this real quick so I can show you. This has to be as deep as this part right here. As deep as that. Let me bring you out a little bit. So you can see that I went to that mark, made a little bit of a base about the depth of this, about the depth of that. Not necessarily exact. And I just want about, again, less than 1/8 of an inch. And that is ready, and I will show you. Just take the thumb away from the middle so I can do a test fit. To do a test fit. Don't want any flakes in here for us. But if I take the top that I just cut off, and there's my lid. You know, I have a little bit of an area here that I see that it's not perfect, but then again, this is not cleaned up yet. This is just rough cut from the parting tool, and I can clear that up very easily once I jam chuck this and stop working up this area. I will just refine this area very little, and I got a pretty good fit right off the bat with no wiggle. It spins, but no wiggle. You can see it. Perfect. Almost has a pop to it. Never once did I grab calipers, no measurements, nothing of that sort. So let me go in there and do my thing with this one and hollow up the inside. And this actually might come up to be something okay. Too high. Reverse switch on this lathe, so I could take advantage of it on some of my turnings. And I'm looking over here and I'm saying, you know, I don't use it nearly as much, but this is a good opportunity for me to show you what it's capable of doing on a reverse turning, because I can go in here and work that back corner because this flares out. And the inside, well, it should kind of do the same. I'm not going to concentrate on really coming up that deep because it would mean coming up with a sharp corner on a base, but I want to show what that does. Reverse turn. After all, it's a feature that I added to my lathe. It will work for the sanding, but it also works for the turning when I don't want to be leaning over the lathe. Now see, I'm turning everything on the back side. The thickness is good. I could probably go down a little bit deeper, but it's only a little box. And I'm about 3/8 of an inch, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Now I reverse the blade rotation again, because I'm more used to turning this way. But for my bases, that will be a nice feature, or my hollow boxes, hollow vessels, because I can see I will be able to see from the back side. Now, if I wanted to work on this a little bit more on the outside, I could mount this up, tape it up, do whatever I wanted to, with this piece out here. But while it's jammed in there, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to make a recess here and clean this up for my tenon, for my finial. So I might as well do that now. Center of this. I could make that into little beads, but I think that's fine. Nice and clean line. Perfect fit. So keep that aside. and start working on this, the inside and the outside of this. Well, I'll be back later when this is ready to be sanded and finished.